Hello everyone, welcome to SAP Technomaniac. In this video, we are going to discuss another three query options, top, skip and inline count. For that, we have to do some development in backend side so they can work in front end. Let's get started. We have discussed about the filter query option, which required the development to work in backend system. We created our first Fiori application, very basic Fiori list report page where we were displaying just the sales order header data. Once we click on that, the sales order header, it will give all the line item data in the through the navigation path. This kind of application we have created. Why we have created? We just want to understand how our filter will work. You can see one active filter is there, and we tried to apply the filter 1390, and we saw that how the OData service call is happening in backend system to filter this particular data, and we are getting the data. Now what we will do, in my last video we saw that when we click on inspect button, and if you try to see the $badge call, we will understand the $badge query as well. But before the $badge, you can see inside the $badge call, let me click on go button once again. You have to go to network, and you can see if you select this one in the payload, $badge call always call through the post method. That is very basic information I'm giving thoroughly, and inside the $badge we can combine the multiple queries, multiple OData service call, and we can send together. In this case, there is only one OData service call. They are using the $badge, the $badge query. Inside this, you can see they are calling the get sales order header data, and they are calling skip, top, and what is inline count. That we are trying to understand in this video. So the skip and top, how it will work, that's a very first important thing. Suppose in this case, you can see this application what they said without any filter. Let me remove the filter and let me get entire data again. That there will be another batch call will happen. You can say that another call happen without any filter. This time we can't see any filter query. Let me copy this query, Control C, and let me paste over here, Control V. If you try to understand this query, it's basically get sales order header, means it is calling the sales order headers entity set method, and inside there this what they are doing there. This is the first query option, skip 0, second query option top 20, and third query option they are selecting some of the fields. What all are the fields? First is sales order, sales org, VTWEG, SPART, BSTNK, Kunnar, and document type, and fourth query option is the inline count, and they are ending their service call here with this. This is the service call. We try to understand they are passing the skip value 0, and they are passing the top value as a 20. Why they are passing skip value 0 and top 20, and what is the implication of that? We have to understand that. Since you can see this is our application web page, why we have to get the entire data all together? Suppose in this case this service is sending back 100 sales order. Why we have to get the 100 sales order? Actually we are displaying not more than 3 or 4 sales order in this case. In this page, if you have bigger screen, maximum you can display the 20 sales order. So that is the reason the developer, whoever the front end developer for this Fiori application, what he did, whenever you display the first time this particular application, it's just sending, it is asking only for the 20 records from the backend system, and from where it should start, from 0th first record to the 20 record. How it will work? Suppose we have total number of 15 record. I want to get the initial 2 record. In that case, you have to pass the like this, Control Z, Control C, Control V. You have to pass like I want to get initial 2 record, then you have to pass the $skip equal to 0, and I want to get the top 2 record. If you want to get the next 2 record, when user will click on paste down button or drill down button, so next batch I should get. So in that case, I will start from the second you initial two record you will skip and get next two record. So next time you will get the third and fourth record. In same way, when user one more time click on page down button, Control C, then third batch call will be happen from the backend system. Third query it will be called. In third time when it will be called, then how it will call? It will skip initial four record and ask for next two record. But in this application, how they did, instead of two, they did 20, and first they will skip the 20 record and next 20 record they will get, and next time they will skip the 40 record and next 20 record they will get. Like that they will call the query one by one. If you want to see that, we can also see what we have to do. We have to do page down, page down, page down. Because we didn't implemented this top 20 and 100, it is returning entire 100 data at all. We have to implement it should work. I thought we already implemented. In this case, we didn't implement it. Ideally, initially it should get the initial 20 record. It should not get an entire record. In this case, I'm getting all the record together. That is not wrong. That is not correct actually. So because for, as I told you, for the skip and top, we have to implement some code. Then only it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So in that way, what we have to do, let me come back. We went into the next page. That is the reason. And next page we are not displaying anything. So in currently, whenever it, even though it is asking for the only the 20 record, I'm sending all the record. How the data query is running, if you want to see, it is asking like this. You question mark dollar top equal to 20 record and skip 0. Like that it is asking. But instead of sending the 20 record, I'm sending all the 100 record again. But that is not the ask for the front end guy. Front end guy asked us to develop this top and skip functionality for me. So for this URL, to develop the functionality, what we have to do, we have to write some code, obviously. So to write some code, we have to see where this top and skip values are coming from. So what we have to do, we have to put one breakpoint over here. The breakpoint is already there. Let me remove this breakpoint from here and put again. And let me try to rephrase the data. The breakpoint, ideally it should trigger. I just want to see where I can get this 20 and 0 value from. In the once this get entity set method is called for this sales order header entity, that I want to see. Ideally breakpoint should trigger. My query is still running. So meanwhile, what I will do, basically where we are going to get the value, if you click on F2 button in your get entity set button, there also you can see you're importing and exporting parameter. And in the debug mode also, if you go to debug mode and if you click on the local button, you can see all the importing and exporting button. One place, if you double click on ease paging, here also you can see the top and skip value. But as I told you in my last video, always use IO tech request context to get the whatever the data you want from the URI or URL. You have to double click over here. There is something called paging at last. If you open it up, paging, you can see the top and skip value over here as well. So these values I want to get. To get these values from here, what you have to do, let me do first F8. Currently I will get the entire data. Even I ask for the 20 record, but I have to implement some code, top and skip code, to send the data only 20, initial 20 record if top is 20 and skip is 0. So that kind of code I want. So first I want to get the data. As I told you, I will get this top and skip value in IO tech request. You have to click on Control V and Control space. You will do, there is something called get top and get skip methods are there. It will return us top and skip value that we have to store some variable. In same way, we have another method also, Control Alt arrow down button you can do, and you can get the top and skip values and you can store somewhere. Stop, and there is something called skip, and you can store those values somewhere. I stored these values. Now what is my result sent? The 80 entity set is my result sent. In this 80 entity set, I am sending the data back to the front end guy. But I want to filter out this data further. One way, we can directly write the query. If you don't have a lot of other option, order by, filtering, everything is not there, you directly write here this particular query option here itself. Select, you want to get up to up to 20 rows or something like that. You can write your query directly here and you can get the required data and you can send it into the front end guide. But in this case, this is not the always case. We have to see the top and skip value, and there can be the multiple queries can be available in the system. So you always not have one query. You might have order by, you might have filter. After everything is done, then we have to send the initial 20 record, like that we have to do. So for that, what we have to do, we have to use another function module, which we have used, utility function module, which we have used in the order by as well. This class, not function module, sorry, utility class we have to use. In this utility class, cl mgw util, one method is there, order by, or for filtering we already seen that method, and for the paging also we have one method that we have to use here. My system little bit slow because a lot of applications running parallelly. Except enter you will do. You have to pass here paging information. If you do F2 over here, it will ask the top and skip value here, and it is asking for the data here. Data I can pass entity set data directly over here, and skip and top value I can get in the ls paging, and I can declare this ls paging. See data ls paging type. What is the is paging type? That same type I can give. Control C, Control V, and top value I will get from this method. Control V, control space, top equal to, and same way I will get the skip value as well. Control space, equal to, and I can do save step 1. I fill the top value and skip value. It will automatically, this function module, take care whatever it want to do. Don't worry, I will show you the code as well, what it is in behind, how the top and skip is working. It's just selecting the initial 20 lines based on the top and skip value. It will send. Control F3. Let me refresh the code got activated. Let me refresh the service again and see really I'm getting only the 20 record, initial 20 record, or I am again getting the entire 100 record from backend system. And you will see in the application as well. So we are getting really 20 record only, or we are getting the entire record again. So breakpoint will trigger. So meanwhile we can see that if we next time whenever the front end guy call the data, it will call for next 20 record. It will pass skip 20 and top 20. So let me breakpoint got triggered. If you see, let me come to directly the required code. F8. If you see top and skip value over here, let me do F6. F6. Top is 20, skip 0 record, means initial skip 0 record and initial 20 record you will get. How the paging is working, if you do F5 over here, you can understand the code inside this function module, this particular method as well. So what they are doing, they are creating one another FS result where they will store the actual data which needs to be sent into the front end. They are getting the skip value, currently it is 0, and based on the skip value they are getting the data in LV form, and based on the top value they are preparing the LV2 value. So in this case, LV from is 1 and LV2 is 20, and they are looping through this CT underscore data, which is our actual 100 record, and they are just getting from LV from to LV2 data, means from 1 to 20 record in the FS underscore result, and finally they are passing FS underscore result to the CT underscore data. It's a very simple code they have written, normal ABAP programming, no much science is there. So just they return. Now in the front end, if you see the data, only you got the data the 20 record, no, not entire data. Let me do F8. If you see the data, only the 20 record you would have got, you didn't get entire 100 record. So in this case, so this is how total. Now I want to get the next 20 record. You can see now I'm getting my first record is 4969 and 4970. If I want to get the next 20 record, I will put skip equal to 20 and I will rerun my query. This time what it will do is it will skip initial 20 record, and from the 21st record to the 40th record it will get next 20 record batch. And again the breakpoint is there, it will trigger. Let me remove the breakpoint. I don't need this now, the breakpoint, just we know the functionality. So it will get the data quicker way. Even we run our application that time also, I don't need the breakpoint. So you can see the data. If I do F8, let me show you the top and skip value in this case also. F8, the top value and skip value. F6, top 20 and skip. Okay, this time I think we didn't get the data. I rephrase the thing, I think so. Let me put again. So I got only the 20 record, and this time also 4969. Okay, I did something wrong here. $skip I have to put. That is the reason. Now I got next 20 record. You can see I got some other sales order 4994, 4995 and 4996. So like that it will work. So you got next 20 record. I didn't put $, that is the reason it was not working. And same thing we can see in this application as well. And if you want to see, let me close it out and let me go up. Control home I can click. It's little bit slow. This is demo system, that is the reason. And let me click on inspect button again. I don't need any filter as of now. Let me go to the network tab and click on go button. $1 batch call. If I see the query, I got only 20 record. If I try to see what is my last record, 1390210, that you can see now next batch call happen. This time next 20 record I got, top skip 20 and top 20. You can see, you might not able to see due to my video. Let me show you guys. This is top 20 and next 20. If I do more page down over here, here you can see third batch record. This time skip 40 and next 20 record you are getting. So like that, from the front end guy, they based on your page down, or based on you are scrolling down, that based on that they are getting the next data and keep on displaying. If I do one more time, you will see the skip 60 and top 20 again. If I do one more time page down, you can see one more page $batch is there. You can see skip 60 record and you have to get top 20 record after skipping. So like that. So first batch they got initial 20 record, skip 0, top 20. Next batch they got top 20, then skip 20, then top again top 20, and next time skip 40, and next time skip 60. Up to 100 records only we have. So we can see only if I will do more scroll down also, only one batch down will be the only one batch we will see. Even if I do no more post page down, there is no data, so I'm not able to get another data. That's it. That's the last data I have got. Skipped 100, top 20, that is not available actually. So because we have sent from the backend only the 100 record. That's it. So it's like that, it is calling our request from the front end side. Since we have implemented this one, that is the reason it is working like this. Previously, because we didn't implement it, in one hand itself it is sending all the 100 records. So that is the reason that query option was not working. So we have implemented now this query option, and now we can see the result in application as well and in our service also we can see we are getting based on. If you put 40, next 40 record and skip 20, you will get only the after top 40 record skipping, you will get next 20 record. Like that it is working now. So this is how we have to implement, and I explained the paging code also. It's a very simple code based on the skip and top. They are just removing those records and required record only they're sending to the front end guy. You saw that whenever we were doing that page down, or when we are doing the scroll down, scrolling our mouse, that time each time after the 20 record got finished, it is the backend one another call was happening. In that call you can see the select query, even we need the 20 records, it is getting every time 100 records. And how we have to write the code, it depends again what the front end query was. When initially I designed this particular we can say service, that time I was not thinking that we might get the page top and skip also, we have to do something like that. So whenever you get the requirement, you have to analyze properly, and how the based on your requirement you have to develop your code. So in this way, there is one more thing we can do here. Since we are having even single statement only, if you are working in advanced ABAP, you can write the offset equal to in this case, because my version is 7.4, if you are having the 7.5 and above, you can write the offset and you can pass the skip value in offset, and in the up to rows you can pass the top value. In that way it will automatically get the only those rows which really need to be passed to the front end. If you have only the select statement, that you have to make sure. If you are having the other details, like if you have the filter detail and filter and everything is there, in that way it will not work, because if front end guy filtering, then again it is getting, after that filtering he is getting the 100 record, and you don't have that filter here itself in your select statement, and you are doing the filtering later, then he will not get the entire 20 record, he will get only 2-3 records, sometimes he will not get the record. Again, based on the requirement, we have to design how to code that. That is the, again, depends upon me, based on our. And most important thing, we have to get the front end guy requirement, and then we have to develop. And the front end guy call all the services based on our code only. Not tomorrow he should not, something is not implemented, some filter we didn't implement it, he tried to filter there, obviously it will not work. Filter required some implementation in backend, so we have to do that implementation, then only filter will work. In the same way, that these two things were there, skip and top, that was not working initially, because we didn't write any code in backend system. Until unless we will not write the code, front end guy, they will do scroll down, they will try to call that query, it will not work, because these all are the query options. We need development. So that's a very important thing. And one more thing, this inline count, this is the next. I think in this video I will skip for the skip token. We will discuss the inline count. Why we will discuss, when we drill down, when we do the page down, you saw we have the lot of batch calls here. In the lot of batch calls, till here I can understand skip 80 and get 20, then 100 record got finished. But still one more batch call is happening, and it is skipping the 100 record and getting next 20 record. But this app itself returning 100 record only. Why it is calling next 20 record? Because we didn't pass this value. Which value? Inline count. So what is this inline count? What it will do? Currently inline count, even they are calling this inline count. Let me call in our service and see what values we are getting. So currently I call the inline count, I didn't get any inline count of thing. Ideally I should get some count over here. I'm not getting any count because I didn't implemented anything. Based on that count, it will call how many times it should call this batch calls. So in this case, it unnecessary call this one more time $batch, even we are not having that data. So we have to avoid this unnecessary call. To avoid that, we have to write some code to pass the inline count. So how to write the query for the inline count? That is a simple query you have to write. and inline count equal to all pages. It will basically, along with the data, it will return the count. Count also work, count query we have discussed in previous video. There's, if just we want to get only count, then we will use the count query. But along with this data, we want to get, in this case we are getting only the 20 record at a time, but I want to see how many total records I have. That also I want to get. Based on that total record, either I can display on top of this application also, I can display that these many total records are there and you are displaying currently 20 records. Like that I can display. And not only that, sometime front end guy also need to know that how many time I should call this service to get entire records. In this case it is calling 6 times. 5 times was enough, but because front end guy don't know what is the inline count, what is the total number of entries in the backend is available, that is the reason it is making unnecessary one more call. So to avoid that, we have to write the code to fill this inline count. So let me put the breakpoint, and we have to see where we can get this, how we will get to know this user is or front end guy is asking for the inline count or not. To see this one, let me put the breakpoint over here. And the two way I can trigger this particular service directly from here as well, and I can trigger from the backend system as well. I can trigger it from this one. This time what I will do, I will try to trigger from here. You can see, since I put the breakpoint, ideally it should trigger from this application. I try to trigger one more time. I click on go button. So you can see breakpoint got triggered. So this also asking for the inline count, where we can see where it is asking for the inline count. You have to go to your local variables and you have to go to again your tag request and MR request. You will get 99% information here in this particular object. So here we will be having something called inline count. I didn't check ideally. Let me see we have something like that or not. Paging, we have parameter. So I think inside the parameter we have inline count equal to X. We can check from here as well. Inside the parameter we have the inline count equal to X. And apart from this, something else is there. Parameter, filter, select options, key tab. Yeah, inside the parameter we can see they are asking for the inline count as well. Or we have another options here which is saying the inline count. No, we don't have anything which is saying that we have to pass we can read the parameter, or we have again in the same class in the same object we have the method to get the inline count as well. So how to get the inline count? So one more important thing, since we have to send the entire data which we are going to send, not after filtering, not after ordering, not after top page. So we have to just after we have to implement, after select we have to implement the inline count. You have to do control shift less than, and you have to implement here inline count. And what you have to do, you have to call select query again. No, not select query. You have to read that control C, that to check particular query, particular application is asking for the inline count or not. You have to write get underscore. There is something called inline count is there. Skip token, converted soft values, get total, get source, get select, get order by, get filter, get entity type, get delta token, get converted source key. I think we don't have here anything called inline count. Get inline count is there, or some other method, control space, here's inline count. Yeah, it is there. It is just giving the information. It is having the inline, it is asking for the inline count or not. So what we have to do, you have to do shift F1. Basically, if you do F2, it will return a boolean value, ABAP boolean value, it is X or not. We have to check like that. If this particular request is ask it's equal to ABAP true, that means it is asking for the inline count, then we have to send some inline count as well. So how to get the inline, where we have to send, that also we have to see in the parameter only. If you do F2 over here, and we can pass our inline count here in the exporting parameter in ES response. You can see if you see the type of ES response, it is we can pass, it is having inline count also, we can pass count, skip token, delta token. There are a lot of other things we are going to discuss in upcoming videos, but we have to pass this inline count value to as a the real count value. So you have to pass this value, control C, so current control V, and if you do control space, and inline count you have to pass in exporting parameter. And how you will get the inline count? You have to count the lines. You have to use lines function to get the number of lines, control V, and you can put like this. Like that you can get the number of lines. And if you didn't get the number of lines, you can just what you can do, else you just clear this particular inline count, control C, clear, control V. You can do F8 meanwhile, so it will execute that query. Otherwise our app is stuck here, you can see. And I can close this one, shift F1, control F3. So I got the, I'm passing now inline count value. So if now you refresh this, first I will show you here, then I will show you in application as well. If you refresh this data, so you will get along with your data one count as well you will get. So let me remove the breakpoint. I don't want to trigger, but first time let it trigger. So what it will do in this, if you check, this has inline count value. In this case, if you check again, filter model, I think I will go in MR request, operations, context parameter, we have something request technomaniac, that is fine. We can go to here, order spacing. In parameter I can see inline count equal to X. You can see we are getting the value. So they are that means it is asking for the inline count, and you call this method, it will give you, if it is a, it will give you the value as a ABAP true. Okay, let me close this above one. Okay, that's fine. It will give you a value as a ABAP true, and since it is asking for the value, I filled this response as 100, and I'm doing the F8 now. So once you do F8, you can see along with the your data, you will get the number of records, how many total number of records you are getting. Even you are accessing 20 records, but we are passing the 100, we are getting that how many total number of records are there. If I run my app now, application, let me close this one, and let me refresh this app. And once I refresh again, I can by default make all the column display and all the things I can do if it is required. But for that I have to do some Fury development, but I don't want to do as of now. So you can see we can select the columns which we want to display. Currently, what all are the columns we can select which is available in application? Obviously those columns we can display. So currently we only have these many columns. I selected all, click on OK. You have to click on go button. We can go to the inspect, and we can go to the network tab as well to see the how data we are getting. That is breakpoint. Why it is taking time? Okay, I didn't remove breakpoint. Okay, let me go to the network tab. Let me click on go one more time. You can see I got the data. If I click on that, I got initial 20 records. Okay, let me remove this breakpoint. Let me do F8. And one more time, I will do page down now. So again, 20 record, next 20 record I will get. You can see next 20 record I got skip 20, top 20. Again, I will do page down. Again, I will go to next 20, but this time it will go till 80 only. It will not call one more time because we pass the correct value inside the, you can see it is called till 80 and top 20 only. It is not calling skip 100 and top 20 because it is, we send already the inline count. So that is the advantage of sending the inline count. Not only that, sometime front end guy, that count also they will display at the top. So user also know the how many total orders we are having currently in the system. That is also again one of the use of the inline count. So this is the how we can send the data to the front end. Basically that data will be read from here, that count value will be read from here, and they are utilizing this value to write their JavaScript code or to display the accordingly the value, or they are based on this value they're getting know they have to call, they have to do the next call or not. That also again one more advantage. So this is about this video. Before going to next video, please like this video, share this videos with others as well so they can also learn. With that, thank you and happy learning.